Can you reflect on last season and what needs to change for the team to compete for the PAC title this season?
Well, last year was a challenge for everybody in this room, and I think the first half of the year especially was pretty tough on our campus because of our COVID policies. There were a few games that it was touch and go whether we were going to play. It was just like impending doom was just lurking at every chance. So I sense the sense of normalcy is welcome, and just a better attitude coming in that hey, we're going to be playing more of a season than we did last year. So we're just looking forward to getting back to a more normal situation, and going to enjoy that.
Your team is slated to return veteran players at almost all positions on the offensive side of the ball this year. What are your expectations for your offense going into 2022?
Yeah, every year's a little bit different. You have a lot of guys back, but you're missing some key components too, and you have to, every year's, no matter how many guys you get back, is different. So one thing that is a real plus for us is we have a very talented and experienced quarterback in Drew Saxton. He hit the ground running. He was as prepared to play college football as any quarterback I've ever coached, and I've coached some really good ones through the years. So having Drew there, it all starts with him, and the guys around him. We have some young guys that got experience last year. We have some older vets, so we have a nice mix. And as always, we're looking to score a lot of points and not turn the ball over. Those are the goals, and if you can do that on offense, you're going to win a lot of games.
With a more experienced group on defense this year as well, what steps forward do you see the team taking on that side of the ball going into the season?
Yeah, defense, last year, pretty unique year. We had 9 first-time starters, and not only first-time starting a game, first time playing in a college football game when we opened the year last year because of us not playing in 2020 and having a very small senior class. So really challenging, especially in the first half of the year, and just even in the spring when we did our spring practice and our foreign trip practices, it was night and day. They know what they're doing now. They're experienced. They have some confidence. So I think we're going to make great strides on defense. We have talent, there's no doubt, but we had talent last year that just kind of was trying to feel their way and get some experience, and now we have that. So I think we're excited, ultimate confidence in our defensive staff, and I think you'll see more of a traditional Case defense this year than you saw last year.
Coach, this is my last question for you, and it talks about some new members of your staff. You added a pair of former accomplished head coaches, Jeff Ramsey and Ron Dolciato, this year. Talk about the additions, and what do you hope they can bring to the coaching staff and your program?
Yeah, I tell you what, having somebody that's been in my shoes is really helpful. Just a soundboard to bounce ideas off of, and they see big picture, which is really, really helpful. I've known Ron Dolciato for over 30 years. Love Ron. Our players love Ron when he coached with us in 2019. Really excited to have him back. And Jeff Ramsey, I've known Jeff over 20 years, and I thought when he was the head coach at Oberlin, got the most out of what he had at that level. And he had the most eye-opening resume item I've ever seen. In the 10 years before Jeff was at Oberlin College, Oberlin was 3-97, and Jeff won over 30% of his games there. So he's a heck of a football coach and a really good person. Both guys, I think, are you hire guys, you want to hire guys that are give your guys a good experience and help your kids grow, and they're both great coaches and great people.
Coach, thank you. Lucas, a few questions for you. Talk about 2021. Your breakout season last year. What allowed you to take such a big leap forward in your productivity on the field?
We were, I think, the only team in here that didn't get a chance to play in 2022 or 2020. So just really what it was a year working towards that season. So I think the culmination of that, and then working in a system that we have and with the quarterback, like Coach said, with Drew. So just kind of took off from there.
We're going to circle back to Drew in a minute. What are your personal goals for the upcoming season? And can you share with us what goals has the team set for 2022?
Team goal is always the same: win a conference championship. We're when I was here my freshman year, we got one, so we got a little taste of what it's like, the senior class. So obviously want to get back there. But personally, I think I want to take a step as a leader vocally. So leading by example is kind of what I usually do, but I think that can only go so far. So trying to take the next step, being a vocal leader, I think is something I'm going to work on.
I've talked with and met Drew a couple different times. Drew represented Case Western Reserve here a few years ago. Talk about the relationship between a quarterback and wide receiver, and you have one of the best to work with in Drew Saxton. Talk about playing with Drew and what made the two of you such a successful pairing in 2021.
Right. Drew actually hosts me on my visit, so I've known him for a while, like four years now. It's his 5th year in the system, so obviously he's really experienced. Great leader, great quarterback, but he's also a great guy, and I'm a good friend of his. I'm always at his house, hang out with him all the time, so just that relationship we built off the field really translated.
This was an interesting one. You're one of 4 players on the Case Western Reserve roster to come out of a very successful Mount Lebanon football program. Can you discuss why you and some of your high school teammates decided Case Western Reserve was the school you would attend?
Yeah, Coach Schlesh is our Western PA recruiting coordinator, so he recruits the Whitfield pretty hard, and especially Mount Lebanon. It's kind of like a running joke on our team. We got too many guys from Western PA. But he definitely played a big role. He's a great coach, and he really did a good job pitching the school. But Mount Lebanon had an overhaul coaching, and Coach Palco came in. He's a great high school coach, renowned. But the culture changed, and I think they're producing talent at a higher level. So I think recruiting there, bringing a couple guys in this year will be good for us.
Yeah, you can never have too many Western PA guys on your roster.
Good answer, Coach. Lucas, Coach, thank you guys. Case Western Reserve will open the season on Saturday, September 3rd at home against Johns Hopkins University.